record on this. And we are live. G'day, Craig Keegan. It is so nice to have you. And so for anybody listening or watching on today, I am speaking with Craig Keegan. He's a mergers and acquisitions specialist. And Craig is amazingly about to start a brand new podcast called M&A Profits, Lessons from the Trenches. So, Craig, welcome.
Thank you, Heather. Great to be here. And yes, just as a little side issue for everybody else, we all have tech issues, so don't worry about it. Just keep moving forward.
Thank you. Thank you for your grace and covering me with that one. It's been a morning for it. But...
Oh, no, I was talking to your audience. We all have tech issues.
Yeah, that
We've
is
just
true.
got to keep moving forward.
That is true. And, you know, the one thing, like I can handle all the tech issues, but if the internet is slow, I'm a little bit unforgiving on that one. I need fast internet.
Well,
So,
Heather,
a couple of things that the reason why I wanted you to be, do you realize that you're actually my first guest on my brand new group called Wealth Building Mastery?
I did not know that, but that is a privilege, isn't it?
It sure is. And part of the reason why is, one, because we're part of the same network of entrepreneurs that are actually doing it. You know, like even your new podcast is called In the Trenches. Like, we are doing it. We're not just out there telling other people how it should be done. We are here doing it. And wealth building mastery is important for me to share with others, because I didn't come from wealth and I've had to build it and talk about lessons from the trenches. I have lessons from the trenches and I want to share that with people, but I don't want to do it in the same way that social media is, you know, giving people the impression that you can do it, you know, that it's overnight riches, that you can, you know,
no, it's definitely not. It's
not, and it is the trenches and it is hard. And I want to help people build wealth, but I want them to do it with a strong foundation. My background now is that I'm an accountant, so I'm a CPA, and so I also come with a very strong requirement for sound principles and knowledge, not just this airy-fairy. And when I looked at you, and you know, after we met and learned two things about you that really stood out to me, and that was, one, that you are a problem solver, which I love, because I think that's how I got to where I am today. I figured out how to solve problems, my problems, other people's problems. I got this saying that if you have a problem that you don't want solved, don't tell me, because I'm going to find a solution for you. And if you don't want it solved, like, because some people don't want their problems solved. What do you think?
Oh, it's been an affliction of mine for life. I'm sorry. I just have to solve problems, and some people don't want them solved. And that's an issue. But whose issue is that? That's my issue. That's your issue. That's not their issue. They're happy. But when,
I know,
when
it's painful.
It may be painful, but it's only painful for you. It's not painful for them. That's where they want to be. So you talk about how you got to where you want to be, and you spoke of lessons to the trenches. Well, if people want to know the secret to building wealth and financial freedom, I'm about to tell them. Would you like to know what it is?
Yes, please share with everybody, because lessons from the trenches, like, I believe in this. So I would love to hear it from you. Thank you.
Okay, well, if you want to hear it, you may not like it, but
okay.
I will tell you.
Okay.
Do something. Do something today. Do something tomorrow. Do something the next day. Just do something. Don't just get out there and study and think about things. Do something. Now, there's a quote that I've heard recently, and that is, progress is better than perfection. Now, we're supposed to be meeting on Facebook Live. It didn't work. You did something. Yeah. We're doing something else.
Yeah.
Progress is better than perfection. Get out there and do something. However, the reason for your Facebook group is to help people do something in the right direction.
Yes.
That's the thing. But first off, here we go. Get off. Yeah, you can't see it with the virtual background, but get off your seat and go and do something. Talk to people. Talk to people that are further ahead than you.
Yeah.
Talk to people that have achieved more than you.
Yeah.
That's the secret.
Yeah. And isn't it amazing, because it sounds too easy. Like, are we just selling the same social media, hype that it can be that easy? Because we're not.
No, it's tough
It's tough. Yeah.
because people don't see what you're doing.
Mm.
They don't see that you're doing something today, that you've been doing something for the last few months.
Yeah.
And it doesn't appear as though you're making any progress.
Yes. Yeah.
But you are.
Yeah.
You're moving forward.
Yeah.
What they see is what you've achieved over the last 3 and 4 years.
Yeah.
They don't see what you've achieved over the last few months.
Yeah.
It is not easy.
Yeah.
But you've just got to keep moving. You've got to keep doing something.
Exactly. I had somebody say to me recently, like, what is this entrepreneurship? Teach me. Like, we'll sit down for a weekend and you can teach me. And I'm like, well, I can't teach you. I can give you the principles, but you're going to have to do it. Like, that's entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurship is part of the wealth building journey for a lot of people. But you have to do something. It's not going to come to you.
Well, a week ago, I met with and I've given up on political correctness for 2025, so just excuse me. I met with a young guy a week ago. He booked a meeting with me. So that was taking action. Didn't know him from Adam, booked a meeting with me, and we had a bit of a chat. He came dressed in a ski jacket. Here I am dressed in a shirt, tie. He came dressed in a ski jacket. And he used the expression 3 times, to be honest with you. And I hit the roof. I said, no. I said, that to me says that everything else that you're telling me is a lie. Not acceptable. I said, we don't say that at all.
Craig,
And
we
in
might
the
have more in
discussion,
common than what you realize, because I've got somebody in my life who says the exact same thing. And my response is always, good, because I'm tired of your lies.
well,
Sorry,
I
carry
said to him,
on.
look, I said, there's a little button down the bottom right-hand corner, red button that says exit. I said, we're both here as an agreement that we're getting value from this. I said, either one of us can click that button. Anyway, he said it again. And I clicked the red button and I hung up from him straight away.
Oh.
I sent him a message, call me back immediately. And he got back on. He said, oh, sorry for the technical issue. He said, I don't know what happened. I said, what happened is I hung up on you.
Wow.
I said, because you were uncoachable, you weren't listening to what I had to say, and you weren't taking the right action.
Wow. Wow.
So anyway, we moved on. We came to a bit of an understanding after that,
Yep.
that I wasn't wasting my time in talking with someone that wasn't going to listen and wasn't going to take action. This guy has come to me and said, hey, can you coach me? He said, I really appreciated you pulling me up. I said, well, I don't coach people anymore. But anyway, I gave him several tasks in that meeting to do. And I see that call Sissy Ma, make an appointment with her.
Good decision.
Get on a product from JT Fox called Wealth Workout number 8.
Good
And
decision.
he did both of those. And then he booked another appointment with me. So that is the type of person. Oh, and he, not only that, when I sent the introduction email to Sissy Ma, he responded back to say thank you for the invitation,
Amazing.
the introduction. So he's taken action at every step.
Yeah.
Who do you want in your group?
Yeah.
Do you want someone that's going to take action?
Yes.
That's the person that I want in my group.
Yeah.
Now, we got off to a rocky start.
Yeah.
But this person is taking action.
Yeah.
That is the person that I want to be around.
Yeah. I love that. Because, you know, I led teams for a long time and I learned a long time ago the hard way. You cannot motivate people and you can't be pulling people over the line all the time. Like you can't keep, you know, talk about the trenches, like you can't keep going over that line. Like, you know, you have to be able to, you know, want to do what you need to do and be coached, be, you know, have people who are wiser than you, who or who are just willing to work it out with you. Like talk, you know, we're problem solvers. I might not have even been in this situation, but I'm here for a chat if you want to sort it out. But if you just come and say, can't be done, or, you know, that there's not much helping those people.
No. Have I told you my 4 rules, Heather?
No, you haven't. I'd love to hear them.
Okay, rule number 1, tell me what you can do.
Love it. Yes.
Rule number 2, tell me what you can't do. And that's okay, because there's always someone out there that can. I
Yeah.
just need to know.
Awesome. I love that. Yeah.
Rule number 3, don't lie to me or my customer.
Oh,
Rule
absolutely.
number 4, don't ignore me or my customer.
Oh, yes. That's the worst. Which one's the worst out of all of those, do you
I
think?
don't care. Any one of the, you breach any one of those, there's
Yeah.
no way back.
Yeah.
The relationship's broken.
Yeah.
Those are easy rules, I think,
They
to
are.
work with.
Yeah.
And if what I tend to do, as I've just done now, I put those rules out there. If
Yeah.
you've got a problem with them, say so now.
Yeah.
And we'll part. That's okay. We're not going to do business together. We're not going to work together.
Yeah.
But we'll part and we'll say hello.
Yeah.
But those are the 4 rules. And there's no way back, because after that, you've breached the trust.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
something dramatically wrong with a relationship if those 4 rules cannot be attained and maintained.
Yeah. And with your mergers and acquisitions now, like so you said you're not coaching, you are doing a podcast. Are
I
you
don't want to
still in
coach,
corporate?
is what I said.
Oh. Are you
But
still
it
in
would
corporate?
appear. I'm sorry?
Are you still in corporate? Or do you
No,
operate
no.
independently now and you advise on mergers and acquisitions, or you teach people how to use mergers and acquisitions for their own business?
Both of those plus a third one, just to fill in my time. Now, roll-ups, mergers and acquisitions. Roll-ups are a new thing pretty much for Australia. They're becoming quite the key term these days.
Can you explain
So
to anyone listening?
what that means is you take a solo business and you attach it to a group of similar businesses. And for example, what I'm doing is I'm putting together a group of dental practices.
Love it. Yeah.
So I will build 15 dental practices into a group, and then I will go out to the that's through venture capitalists, and then I will go out to a larger private equity firm and on sell those 15 practices.
Amazing.
Once that they're all working together, they're operating as a unit,
Yeah.
and they are more profitable.
Okay.
Now, what I do very well is I put together, you mentioned it before, teams. Back-end teams. So what I'm doing is I'm putting together the back-end services of the accountants, the marketers, the payroll people, the HR people, all of those, that back-end team, so that all of these dental practices, and then add in HR, etc. Oh, sorry, HR, Kairos and the like into these. So I'm building that back-end team so that these businesses can grow.
So it's the systems and processes with the efficiency and effectiveness that then creates value and allows them to have a process where you can attach these other businesses that then grows it into something that is exponentially worth what any of them are individually. Is that a good
Absolutely.
explanation?
Spot
That's
on.
amazing. I love what
Spot
you
on.
love what you do. And so if I were, let's say, so we've got business people that are in the group already, which is amazing because it's a growing group. It's a new group and it's a growing group. If, for example, somebody had let's say, I don't want to say accounting firm because that's my background. That's an easy one. What about a veterinary practice? If somebody had a veterinary practice Could they do it with a veterinary practice?
Absolutely. But of course, you need more than one, don't you? What you need to do is to have a good one.
Yeah.
You start off with a good one, and then you use that as your base.
Yeah.
So that's the first one, and you put the others as building blocks around it.
Yeah.
Now, the issue that I face with veterinary laboratories is they're really good with animals. But honestly, are they good accountants, Heather? Are they,
Yeah.
are they good lawyers? Do they have the insurance sorted out? Are they good with the admin side of things? That's where these businesses are often let down because they've only got one to look after. If you've got 15, which was a number that I used before, if you've got 15, you need to be good at that.
Yeah.
You need to have that sorted.
Yeah. How long does
But
the
with one,
process take? Like, so if, because I would love, so there's a lot of people, I don't even know where to start this, but there's a lot of people that have bought a business or built a business, which is just a job, right? They're just a job. It's just over
it's their
broke.
passion. It's their dream, the thing that they've always wanted.
I
They've worked so
know,
hard
I
for.
know, and they do, and they love it.
And
But
they're great
they
at
don't
it.
see, and they're great at it, but they're either not getting the profits that are reflective of the effort they put in. So the reward for effort isn't there, or they don't ever see a way of exiting without being able to profit from it. So what would you say to somebody with a small business that maybe they established or bought themselves that hasn't been through a process like this? Like, what kind of time frame is there? What kind of dollars might need to be put in? Realistically, can they do it on their own? The answer is no. Like, but if they haven't grown it so far, then the answer is no. But just maybe like package that up into what it could look like for somebody, because I would love people to have this message that you would be surprised at the value of your business once you've been through a process like this.
All of those are amazing questions, but they're too late. Let's go back. Let's go back in time. When should you have figured out how all that was going to take place?
I know, but people don't know that, right? So the way I
You've got to
think is
start
that
at
a
the
business
beginning.
is an investment, right? The business must be built as an investment with a wealth building component to it. But not everybody has done that. People have done it
No.
out of desperation to exit a toxic work environment, maybe like a family legacy. And you're right, like it would be ideal if they knew at the beginning, but if they don't, what can they start and what is this trajectory that they can get themselves onto?
It's not ideal. It's necessary. So anybody in this group, and these are dynamic entrepreneurs, if you're looking to do a business right now, you start with the exit in mind. So, okay, let's move on and answer some of your questions.
No, I love that because if somebody hasn't built a business yet and they hear that, that is a key to wealth building, right? Is that the exit has to be in mind, that you don't build this business just to make rent. This can be bigger. And because you're going to put effort in, every business that's built takes a lot of effort. You might as well do one that's going to have a financial exit as well as carry you through.
Well, 80% of businesses fail within the first 5 years. So first of all, I'm hoping that you've made it through that 5-year period. That'd be great. And they're the ones that you really want to look at. So what they need to do then is it's going to take probably 3 to 5 years to exit. If you have been in business and you haven't had someone like Heather going through your environment, because what you'll find is people will have their personal mobile phones, their personal car, they'll have their holiday caravan or whatever, all integrated into their business. And they would have had their taxes set up to minimize their taxes because that's what accountants and tax agents do. They minimize your tax.
Craig, we are twins because do you know how much this upsets me? Like it drives me crazy because what people don't understand is they're liquidating an asset by doing that. Like they're actually extracting the cash value of an. Yeah, look at us. Look at us. We're nerding out over this.
You're
You
killing
and
me.
I are getting great value from this conversation, Craig.
Okay, let's keep
Okay, let's
going
carry
then.
on.
So you've got to clean up that mess
Yeah.
because it's pretty much assured, regrettably,
Yeah.
that the business that your grandfather built that's on the sign out the front is a bit of a mess at this stage. Clean it up.
Yeah.
Let's find out the truth.
Yeah.
Because your numbers and the actual numbers are probably going to disagree.
Yeah.
And then whoever takes over your business doesn't want the ATO, the IRS, whatever, coming in and saying, we're going to go back 7 years and we're going to hit you hard because you bought this whole business, and yeah, it's just going to get ugly. So clean it up, confess to your sins and get that sorted. Okay, then what you've got to do is you look at those real numbers. Then the numbers probably aren't going to be what you need. Then you need to put the systems and processes in place to actually get those numbers to what you need.
Mm-hmm.
And at that stage, then you need to have a very clear plan as to how you're going to exit. Now, I might not be knocking on your door, which is unfortunate for you, obviously. But I might not be knocking on your door. So you might have to go out to a broker, a business broker, and sell your business. They're going to want information. You need that information sorted out, ready to handle. Now, I met up with someone.
You're also going to want a big chunk of cash. So you want to clean
Yeah,
things up and make sure you have something of value to sell before you even consider that. But that's not the
that's right.
ideal way anyway. So carry on.
No, that's right. So you're going to have your systems and processes documented. Your business, 20% of your business is valued on, and some people are going to disagree with me. Well, that's their right. That's fine. 20% of your business is valued on goodwill and your relationships with your vendors, your customers, all of that sort of stuff. 80% of your business is valued on your finances, your processes, your systems, your tech, all of that. That's what your business value really is. So make sure that you've got that right. Then, if I can just take a little tangent off to doing these roll-ups, if you are doing roll-ups and you're acquiring these businesses, you're going to need those processes, those systems in place, and you need to be profitable before you go on and acquire the second business. Now, I've got to say, my godson's father recently said to me that, oh, they've got this one business and it's not making money, so they're going to go and acquire another one. And then together, they will make money together. And yeah, he doesn't have any hair to pull out, so I had to pull mine out instead. But I said, no. You've got to be making money. You've got to have that template right.
Well, they're
From the
liquidating
beginning.
another asset, aren't they? They're buying something good and using that to prop up something that's not working. It doesn't make sense.
Well, no, they're buying something. They've got something bad, and they want to buy something good to prop up the one that isn't working.
Yeah.
So, yes, buy some. If you're doing roll-ups, buy something that is good, that is working, and then make the improvements.
Yeah.
But don't buy something that isn't making money, isn't working.
Which you're going to hear on social media all the time, don't you? You hear, buy a broken business and fix it.
What I hear on social media is, oh, let's go and buy businesses and do them on vendor finance, 100% vendor finance. Well, I've spoken with quite a few people, as you very well know, and in the last 8 years, there has been one successful business that I have been able to establish that has been done on vendor finance 100%.
Wow. One.
However, you can go off to, and there are several courses in Australia, as an example, people promoting courses in Australia, and some from the UK that come to Australia as well, that are saying, let's do this. 100% then, no money down, go out and buy businesses. Well, yes, it works in a course, it works on paper, but when you go out and you knock on the door, the seller wants some cash.
Mm.
Now, that brings me to another point. You want the seller to stick around. You want them to be part of this growth. You don't want to be responsible for taking over all of these businesses and then having to run them yourself and be in the business. You want to be putting the business together.
Yeah.
So you need those people staying where they are and taking the guidance from you to build those businesses.
Yeah.
As a result, you need to put in a time frame that they're going to stick around for and a reward system for them to do that.
Yeah.
And then when they do sell, they have to keep some of their equity in the business. 20 to 30% of their equity has to stay in the business as motivation for them to achieve the goals that you need.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if they do, when you do that roll up and you sell that business, they've already got paid for the initial one. When you do the roll up, remember, they've still got 20 to 30% in the business. They're going to get paid at the higher rate again.
Yeah.
It's possible that they could take home the same amount of money as what they originally got.
Yeah.
So they could get paid twice for the business by doing it this way.
Yeah. And so I think people don't do it because they think that it's difficult. And it's only difficult because you're looking for the right people that you can do it with. And they're not going to be everybody you come across. So you are going to have to dig a little bit deeper, get the right people on board. It may take just a little bit longer, but by doing it that way, it will be more fruitful for everybody because you've spent the time to find the people who actually want to do this properly with you, who actually value your input. Because I mean, I used to be business turnaround. So, when I would arrive somewhere, everybody hated me. I was coming to take their jobs. I was coming to, ruin the way life was. And by the time you left, like everybody's like, so grateful because they realize, no, you helped them with their jobs and you improved the environment. But yeah, like that component of the merger when you first take over a company, if you've got that person staying there and that they've got an interest in succeeding, well, then they're going to be able to manage a lot of that expectation, a lot of that communication and that change management on your behalf because they have an interest in making it work, which is another ideal about doing it this way.
You're spot on. The issue that you faced with going in and doing those turnarounds was that you weren't sold well. Whoever recruited you to come in and do that, they didn't go to the business and sell you, sell the vision that you were going to provide.
Yeah.
And as a result, that's where that frustration. I talk with people on M&As all the time. And I had someone apologize to me recently and they said, oh, sorry, this has all been about people that we've been discussing. I said, well, every single one of the meetings that I have, it's always about people. So don't be sorry. It is. People think that it's all about the money and all about the profit and loss. It's not. That's just one little component. It's people, people, people. Even to the second phase of the integration of that business into the larger business, it's people.
Yeah.
So
your profits are going to be an output of everything you put in. So, and your people are responsible for putting all those things in. You've got to get that right. We're all on this planet together. You've got to look after the people. You've got to get the people part right.
Okay. Lesson from the trenches. I was in IT. I was a technical person. And I was doing very well. I was earning 6 figures. Went away, and I know you've had some real estate experience yourself. I went away and did a real estate course. And within a year of me doing that, my income had doubled. I'd been in the same industry. I was still doing the same role, but my income had doubled. Why? It was because I'd learnt about the people and I'd learnt to communicate.
Wow.
I did not realize that IT and communications actually fit together.
Wow.
I was just really good at what I did,
Yeah.
but I didn't realize that there was, by the way, that took me 20 years. So if you want to know how to succeed, learn from people that have made the mistakes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
communication, it's people. So
Yeah.
you've got no excuse now.
Yeah.
I've just cut 20 years off your journey there.
Yeah. You've given us the secret to wealth building. You've given
Yep.
us the truth to wealth building. Thank you for being a voice for truth in this crazy times that we live in. You've name dropped a couple of people who can also help with building wealth, people who have been there, people who are doing it. And you've been so generous with your time and explanation to my community of people who are in business or are looking to start and even exit businesses as to how you can build wealth from that. One business in particular I've got in mind, somebody said to me, you know, we were just a new acquaintance, and they said, oh, I'm hoping to exit my business in 5 years, but there's no value to it. And so, you know, we don't own any stock. You know, we don't have any plant or stock, so there's no value to it. Oh my word. Like, what a lesson to learn. And lucky they bumped into somebody who'll tell them the truth. And I'm like, do you make a profit? They're like, yeah, it's significant, but if I'm not in the business, we don't make it. Well, let's work on that. We've now got 5 years before your exit, and let's work on that. And that will be a multi-million-dollar exit from somebody who thought that their business was worth nothing. So what you do, Craig, it's life-changing for business people, especially in Australia. We're hard workers here, and it's amazing what you're doing. So yeah, thank you so much for being generous and spending your time with me this morning. And we are now twins. I can see us chatting again and definitely exchanging and doing some business. So I'm looking forward to it, Craig.
I've got one more thing, if I could.
Oh,
A challenge
yes,
to your
please.
community.
I've been so greedy with your time. I was trying to wrap you up, but let's keep going.
No. Your people aren't getting off that easy. I'm sorry.
I love it. Yes.
So a challenge for your people. This is going into your Facebook group.
Okay.
What I want to see in the comments is, who was the last person you helped? And what did you do? And did you expect to get a return on your good deed?
Wow.
Stick that in the comments and let's see whether people are up to the challenge or not.
Okay. And are we going to throw the challenge out there that if they can't think of something, they need to do something today?
Well, I think we've made them feel guilty already. Get out there and help people. Don't expect anything in return, but challenge you. What did you last do for someone that isn't part of your normal role? Stick it in there.
Yeah.
And let's see. Okay? Show the quality of the people in the group.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much, Craig.
Pleasure.
Awesome.
This is going to be amazing. You've got great people in there. I've already looked through who's already a member. There are some great people in there already.
There really is, yes. Some very, very, yeah, it would be surprising to other people as they come in the group to understand who's actually already in the group. So yeah, it's very exciting.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Craig.